What's going on, guys? So we're back again with another gameplay video. This time we have Tyler here on the left playing Agents of Destruction, and we have Perth Pro Players team member Jason here on the right playing Finn. So just before they get started into the gameplay video, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Team Card Titan. So if you guys want any DBS Seal products or DBS singles, make sure you check out that link in the description below. And for all the people in Australia and New Zealand, check out their auction page on Facebook as well. Now, Tyler has been playing Agents of Destruction for quite some time, obviously put it away for a little bit, but since the release of the new Janemba promo, right, which can be used in this deck, and played for free, might I add as well, on the back side of the leader, it's really strong, right? Because play it for free, you either draw 2 cards, or the opponent crits a life. And if the opponent crits a life, you can build a hell of a big board, just a 15k beaters, 20k beaters, right? Just start to wear down the opponent's hand quite a bit. They're using quite a few resources to try to get out of it, especially if they're not a blue deck, right? So I feel like it's really strong now. It's got this Janemba. It's made it a little bit better. Still a great deck as it always has been. And I guess if you commit to something like this for a long time, you're going to get good at it. So we did get the Barbie turn 1 on this side, which is great. Now Finn, I think as we all know, he's going to try to absorb some cards. So I guess Tyler's real way around that is trying to get barrier cards on the board. If he doesn't put barrier cards, Finn's going to steal it, get the early awaken going, which is quite nice, which is exactly what he wants to do. Unison's quite good as well. Being able to swing for a 20k every turn means the opponent has to start comboing a little bit extra, which is quite nice for him as well. So we are going to grab both. We're going to grab a Broly and a green Unison, which is nice here. Tyler does run the Boo Unison too. I know that for sure. Now, looking at Stubbs' hand, we have got some turn 1 plays, which is great. Looks like we're going to charge this Deborah here, and I'm assuming we probably play the Toa after that so we can try to get a search going. So Toa, check the search. Got a few Unisons, which is great. So we're going to grab the Unison off the top, so we've got our turn 2 play going straight away. Now, Tyler doesn't really have a way to deal, I guess, with the Unison too quick unless he can start swarming the board this turn, right? So if he can swarm the board this turn, he may be able to get some pressure on to clear that Unison off the board as soon as possible. So we'll see what happens, but I'm assuming turn 2, Stubbs is going to put that down. So we are going to use the effect of the leader. He is going to choose to take a life. Checking the top. So he's choosing to be quite aggressive here in what he's doing. It looks like we've got quite a few choices. I'm pretty sure nearly the whole deck is Agent of Destruction. I think there's only really a couple of cards that aren't AOD in the whole deck. So it means that most of the time you're either going to hit off the extra card and you're definitely going to hit off this leader effect, right? So he's having a look at the offering guy, choosing to go for the hatch instead. So interesting choice, but potentially just wants to be able to warp something if he needs to for free, which I think is pretty fair as well. Now, as I said, the offering kind of added that little bit extra to the deck, being able to draw a few more cards, which the leader lacks on the backside. You're really relying on Turles to be able to get cards to your hand every turn. But I feel like now with that offering, it kind of puts the opponent in a bit of a difficult situation. If they are at a low life total, you can hit a 20k for free, be able to draw 2 cards potentially or make them crit a life, and then wear down their hand quite a bit as well, which is really nice. So we are going to swing again with the leader. I think Tyler choosing not to play anything unless it's kind of Turles at this point is correct, right? So he's choosing not to play anything down on the board just yet. So it's not just going to get straight taken away by Finn and he can awaken. So keep him on that 10k side. So when we swing with 15s, it is actually taxing. So going into our turn 3, Tyler is at 3 life, right? Taking that last damage. So there is a chance that we probably have to build a bit of defense here. And as I said, probably trying to clear that Unison is the best option. Surprising he's not playing anything out, but I'm assuming this is probably just going into leader then, if it's not being thrown into the Unison. I'm assuming this is going into leader because I don't think he'll want to awaken here. But now he has found the slug that allows him to swap into the 3-cost yellow slug that stops draws from happening, which would be quite nice here for Tyler, being able to kind of keep his hand a little bit lower. So going for the awaken, surprisingly, not playing anything out onto the board. I would have thought that he would have played something first so he did get his full untap, but obviously that's not what's happened. We're going to hit the slug, discarding a card, paying 1 green to play out this Lord Slug as well. As I said, I think now's the time we should need to clear, probably just clear the Unison off the board. We don't want to hang around. A 20k every turn is rather annoying. I don't think we need to go that aggressive right now. I think we need to clear Unison and then sit back a little bit, force the opponent to awaken themselves, which obviously they can, but I think having Unison that's swinging 20k every turn can be rather frustrating, especially now because the leader's also going to have 20k every turn as well, right? So the fact that the leader has 20k every turn because it's going to steal a battle card quite easily here, it's not the ideal thing for Tyler. So the game's now probably come about a little bit clearing the Lord Slug, specifically the yellow one, so we can get a few more draws going. But it depends how much Stubbs needs to clear, right? There is always some games where you don't really need to clear it, you don't matter too much, you don't add too many cards to hand outside of super combos, and sometimes you just clear it close to the end. So we are going to go for our absorption, right? Which allows us to put a card underneath, okay? And then we get our awaken earlier, which technically we are at 4, so we can still awaken either way. But that would have happened if it happened earlier, could have awakened a little bit earlier, which would have been nice. So it looks like we're swinging 20k into slug now. Defending out with a hatch, which is fair enough. Plussing another marker, swinging into slug. And this is the thing, right? He's just going to keep swinging 20ks into the slug. So he's going to do the opposite, really, thing to Tyler. So what he's going to try to do is just wear down the hand as much as possible, right? Which I think he kind of needs to do. And unfortunately, Tyler needs to establish barrier cards as much as possible too, which good thing, as I said, the Turles does have barrier. So as I said, I think clearing that Unison last turn would have been quite nice. One less 20k swing. So then what happens is Stubbs needs to start using a few more cards to try to clear this Lord Slug off the board. But it looks like what we're going to do is we're going to hit the Spirit Boost effect here. And then passing turn, right? So we're going to pass turn there. So he does not get that card back. So there's no 20k for him this turn, which is quite nice. We're going to charge another one. Now, I guess the thing we do have to worry about here always is there's Pan SER in the fin deck, right? So there's always that potential that could hit down at some point. But it looks like we've got the Goku Negate just here. So tapping 1 energy for the Goku Negate, quite nice as well. Means we're not losing too many cards from hand. We would have lost probably 2, right, rather than that, which is pretty good for him. We're going to hit the Turles just here, and this is something we need to keep swinging with literally every turn now. So swinging in, I'm assuming Unison here, but probably going to be leader. Now, it won't surprise me here if he grabs, I would have thought he would have grabbed the offering. The Janemba offering, because I think that probably would have been a good choice just there to free play that. Yes, you lose it and a loser's skills, but I think the offering, his hand is getting a little bit lower. I think the offering would have been quite good. So putting it in a difficult situation here for Jason, because he would have had to defend out of 20k or get a blocker, whereas Tyler's going to plus 2 cards, and then Jason's going to lose some cards here. So we're going to swing in again with leader. I'm assuming into leader. It seems like we're going pretty aggressive. We're not really messing around with the Unison too much. So I'm assuming just leaving 15 to 15. I think that is fine. Stubbs is thinking if he wants to negate or not, I guess. Because he may want to grab back the 1-drop. I mean, it's kind of valuable. He can grab that back. He can't add anything to his hand from it, unfortunately. But he still has a 5k, I guess, in hand. And it's technically doing the same thing. Rather than him losing a card, he's negating losing a card and then gaining that card back, which is quite nice, yeah? So that's not too bad for him there. I would assume we probably free play something here if we can, or we may even go for the overwhelm. I believe he has at least 4 in the drop area. Maybe it's only 3 now. No, it is 4, so we do get that draw 2, which is quite needed. Definitely keeping that super combo in hand, and I think you keep the overwhelm Bardock in hand as well, the Marseille. I think we definitely keep that in hand, because why not? I can clear a few things off the board. Let's see where he decides to go for as a discard here. Potentially one of the unisons. I think he's got 2 in hand. Looks like we're tossing up between the 2 unisons, whether we want Boo or we go for the Vegeta. So it looks like we're going to ditch the Boo because we're going for the Vegeta in this game, which is understandable. It's a very, very strong card and can put in a lot of work. So we're swinging a 20k once again. As I said, I think him grabbing the offering would have been really good before, but it looks like we're going to hit this Broly anyway. KO, and then I believe we have to discard a card as well for that effect for the KO. So we're going to lose an extra card from hand as well, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just the KO card. I haven't played the deck in a long, long time. And then we're going to combo out of this swing because we're at 3 for 3 right now. So Jason can steal a couple cards here, which is quite nice. So he can actually take the 20k Broly and just blanket, right? Unfortunately, the other few have barrier, so he can't take too many. He can only take the 20k Broly, but at least gives 20k to his leader. That means 2 swings into the Lord Slug if he wishes, or 2 swings into the leader at least, right? If he wants to do something like that too. So that way it's using a few more cards from hand. Now, more than likely it is going to eat a Garlic Jr. negate, I would say, because we probably want to establish the Garlic Jr. On the board so we can play out the Lord Slug onto the board, the super combo. So it looks like we're swinging leader into leader, so 20 to 15. Super comboing out. Swinging in once again. Still got quite a bit of energy up, so I'd assume probably we just go for... No, it doesn't look like it. I would assume we just go for the negate, the Lord Slug, but it looks like we're not going for that. We're going to hit the fin here. Go for the Spirit Boost. And we're going to steal some barrier cards, right? Which is quite nice. So that's pretty nice little effect just there. So taking the whole board. So now they are all blank. And the thing is now, right? I believe Tyler got rid of his hatch some time ago. Which is kind of painful. So he needs to be able to get another Barbity on board so he can start playing things for cheaper. So he can still pay the 2 energy, right? To play out Garlic. So I'm surprised he didn't go for that just then. So this one's going to go, it looks like, to drop. Swing in to leader. Once again. Big swing. So I'm assuming we're probably going to pay the 2 for the Garlic here. Just so we can protect ourselves a little bit more. So going to go Garlic. I'm assuming we probably just grab the Lord Slug, not another Turles, unless he wants to have that effect. Because I believe the unique tag still hangs around, like your permanents and uniques still hang around, so I don't think he can get another Turles back to his side of the board, so I'm pretty sure that Turles will just go straight to drop when it attempts to play on his side of the board, if I remember the ruling correctly. I'm pretty sure he would get the Barbity and the Slug. Maybe Turles does come. I think because it's unique, yes, straight to drop. That's why I thought, yes, because it does have unique, straight to drop area. Now, one thing to note as well, right? Barbity's permanent specifically states they can only have 1 on the board. You can't play it if there's another one on the board. It's not unique. It's not if you attempt to play it, it's going to go drop. You can't have another one on the board regardless, right? So it's still that effect hanging around. So what's going to have to happen here is, which I think Tyler messes up just here, right? Is he needed to combo off the Barbity. Right, so the Barbity needed to go off the board. He wouldn't be able to play another one because of the permanent effect, right? Because that card's still on board, it'll go straight to drop area. So he can whiff and say nothing right now. But he does need to clear that Barbity off the board, sadly. So he did get another hatch, which is quite nice. I just don't know if we have access to another hatch. But we can hopefully find the Barbity, right? There's always that potential that you could find the Barbity, but it's going to be difficult at this point to maybe find it. So let's see what happens. Unfortunately, yeah, so Tyler choosing not to play anything, so that means all his AODs are going to cost that little bit more. So it looks like we're going to free play the Janemba. Yeah, so drawing in, hopefully finding a Barbity. maybe not. Doesn't look like it. Looks a bit defeated, that hand, unfortunately. So as I said, this card, I think, very important in the deck now. Being able to just free play draw 2 is very, very strong, especially on the backside of this leader. So always swing Lord Slug first, right? But unfortunately, doesn't have the effects anyway. I always forget that. Doesn't have the effects. So at the end of the day, Lord Slug's not going to do anything anymore because they are blanked, which is kind of sad. So we are going to go for, it looks like the negate just here. Potentially going to counterplay. So it looks like we are going to counterplay that just to lose an extra card from hand. Shuffle some cards back in, which I definitely think you shuffle the hatch back in. Surprising that Tyler didn't shuffle the hatch back in. I'm really shocked. I would have shuffled the hatch back in, make sure they're in the deck. So that way you can combo off the Barbity and then play another one out, right? Because that's what we kind of need at this point. So now we can check top 5. So again, as I said, I would have done the hatch back in to potentially try to find it at this point. So if we put a couple back in, there's that potential we could find it off the top. But it looks like we're just going for the super combos instead. We are going to grab another Garlic Jr. negate. Now, I guess this deck being paying 2 for everything kind of sucks because everything is around 2 to 3 cost energy. Paying 1 for everything is really, really profit on your side, I feel like. So him having to pay 2 energy kind of sucks, right? Makes it a little bit harder. Doesn't mean he can't hit as many Garlics or as many negates. So he is a little bit in a sticky situation in a way. But it looks like we are going to combo up to 20. Taking it to 25. Unfortunately, as I said, Slug's effect not really mattering anymore. So if you do have Slug on board ever, always make sure you swing with that Slug first, right? Just so it's in defense mode so you know you've got that effect. That's if you are playing it and it's got its effects going. So we are going to go for, it looks like, the negate just here. So we're going to negate, and then it's like dormant potential that's going to stop him from attacking, which is quite nice. He's got, I believe, 1 more attack. I'm pretty sure it's 1 more attack to end the turn. Yeah, so they're just talking about it, obviously figuring out what it is. I believe it is like a dormant potential, but I'm pretty sure this one actually negates the attack as well, and it's free if you discard another card. But we are going to swing the 20k in, because why not? Just leaving it at 20k, taking it to 25. Nice thing is, of course, Slug does not have its effects anymore because the Finn got to steal it, gave it back blank, right, which is quite nice. Maybe it's more like Nimbus. Maybe I'm wrong. So maybe it's more like a Nimbus where you can swing with a battle card and swing with leader still as well. So it's quite nice for him to be able to, I guess, stop the game or stop a turn like that, especially because Tyler does have quite a lot of attacks on the board right now, and he can, I guess, apply quite a lot of pressure. And the hand is getting lower. Tyler's is getting lower, but so is Jason's, right? His hand is kind of going down quite quickly now because he is swinging in so many 15s and 20Ks, right? But now it's his turn. There is the potential here. Now, I think we have what we need for Gogeta in our drop, but it looks like we're just going to hit another Finn anyway, because why not, hey? Why not just steal the cards on the board anyway and just place them underneath? So the ridiculous thing is this negates barriers and then they come back blank, right? So now this Finn is absolutely huge. So it's 5k. I believe it's 30k plus. So it'd be a 45k swing, right? Which is very, very strong for him. Being able to do that, right, means he can swing and be very, very powerful. More than likely, it's going to put this last few damages through, especially if we've got a double strike in hand. I think we've got, unfortunately, more than enough attacks on the board right now to be able to do this. So we are going to hit the garlic. We're going to put a super combo out, but that super combo is probably just going to get eaten up by the leader at the end of the day. So that's the nice thing for Stubbs, is he can just steal that super combo straight away. So exactly what he's going to do, draw a card, steal that super combo. So you get no real combo power extra. So he's still got the same amount of cards that he started with, right? He just got to negate 1 more attack. But as I said, that leader attack is going to be phenomenal. And I'm pretty sure I can see dual attack Bardock in hand as well, right? So the dual attack Bardock going to be very strong. If the leader doesn't close out the game, the dual attack Bardock is definitely going to close out the game here. And I think I can see a super combo in hand. And worst case scenario, end of the day, we are filled with negates, so we can protect ourselves if for some reason he doesn't close it out. But I would say Tyler only has, I think, 2 cards left in hand, maybe 3. But dual attack Bardock, it's going to put a damage, and then we're probably going to finish off with leader here. So leaving it at 25 once again, I would say 25k, and then I would assume we just swing straight in with the leader, and I believe we are at a 50k right now. So we're going to take it up to 60k, because why not? And I'm pretty sure that is more than enough to close out the game. And we just drew into some negates instead, right? Instead of combo power, which kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, I think we're definitely taking that one. So there we go, guys. Finn taking that one. AOD not really getting to go off, but my God, obviously showing the power of being able to steal your opponent's board, even if they do have barrier, right? Absolutely insane, just being able to steal that. So it is kind of a tough matchup for AOD because they do have so many cards without barrier that have great effects. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please remember to subscribe, hit that bell to stay notified, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.